Forgiveness offers everything I want. Forgiveness offers everything I want. Today I have accepted this as true. Today I have received the gifts of God. Forgiveness offers everything I want. 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 Today I have accepted this as true. Today I have received the gifts of God. Forgiveness offers everything I want. Forgiveness offers everything I want. Forgiveness offers everything I want. Well, thank you so much for joining me today in studying A Course in Miracles. I'm Forgiveness Willie, teaching forgiveness from the Ozarks. For lesson 122 out of the Course in Miracles, we're reading from the Foundation for Inner Peace version. And lesson 122 for Saturday, May the 2nd of 2026. Thank you all so much for joining me today. And I've got some Virginia creeper. We're going to talk a little bit about its medicinal quality of Virginia creeper here in a little bit. I pulled a little of this off what was growing up in my house. Anyway, thank you all so much for joining me. I figured it may wilt as we're talking, so I thought, well, get a good look at it so you know what Virginia creeper looks like before it dries out too much. Okay, let's go take a look at, and we'll talk about it in more detail in a little bit. Forgiveness offers everything I want. What could you want forgiveness cannot give? Do you want peace? Forgiveness offers it. Do you want happiness? A quiet mind, a certainty of purpose, and a sense of worth and beauty that transcends the world? Do you want care and safety and the warmth of sure protection always? Do you want a quietness that cannot be disturbed? A gentleness that never can be hurt? A deep abiding comfort and a rest so perfect it can never be upset? All this forgiveness offers you and more. It sparkles on your eyelids as you awake and gives you joy with which to meet the day. It soothes your forehead while you sleep and rests upon your eyelids, so you see no dreams of fear and evil, malice and attack. And when you wake again, it offers you another day of happiness and peace. All this forgiveness offers you, and more. Forgiveness lets the veil be lifted up that hides the face of Christ from those who look with unforgiving eyes upon the world. It lets you recognize the Son of God and clears your memory of all dead thoughts, so that remembrance of your Father can arise across the threshold of your mind. What would you want forgiveness cannot give? What gifts but these are worthy to be sought? What fancied value, trivial effect, or transient promise never to be kept can hold more hope than what forgiveness brings? Why would you seek an answer other than the answer that will answer everything? Here is the perfect answer, given to imperfect questions. meaningless requests, half-hearted willingness to hear, and less than halfway diligence and partial trust, here is the answer. Seek for it no more. You will not find one instead. The answer that you're looking for is forgiveness for all your peace and happiness. God's plan for your salvation cannot change, nor can it fail. Be thankful it remains exactly as He planned it. Changelessly it stands before you like an open door, with warmth and welcome calling from beyond the doorway, bidding you to enter in and make yourself at home where you belong. Here is the answer. Would you stand outside while all of heaven waits for you within? Forgive and be forgiven. As you give, you will receive. There is no plan but this for the salvation of the Son of God. Let us today rejoice that this is so, for here we have an answer clear and plain, beyond deceit in its simplicity. All the complexities the world has spun of fragile cobwebs disappear before the power and the majesty of this extremely simple statement of the truth. Forgiveness offers everything I want. Here is the answer. Do not turn away in aimless wandering again. Accept salvation now. It is the gift of God and not the world. The world can give no gifts of any value to a mind that has received what God has given as its own. God wills salvation be received today, and that the intricacies of your dreams no longer hide their nothingness from you, just because they seem to have lots of moving parts doesn't make them real. The intricacies, God wills salvation be received today, and that the intricacies of your dreams no longer hide their nothingness from you. Open your eyes today and look upon a happy world of safety and of peace. Forgiveness is the means by which it comes to take the place of hell. In quietness it rises up to greet your open eyes and fill your heart with deep tranquility, as ancient truths forever newly born arise in your awareness. What you will remember then can never be described, yet forgiveness offers it to you. Remembering the gifts forgiveness gives, we undertake our practicing today with hope and faith that this will be the day salvation will be ours. Earnestly and gladly will we seek for it today, aware we hold the key within our hands, accepting heaven's answer to the hell we made, but where we would remain no more. Morning and evening do we gladly give a quarter of an hour to the search in which the end of hell is guaranteed. Begin in hopefulness, for we have reached the turning point. We've reached the turning point. Talk about turning point here in the USA. Begin in hopefulness, for we have reached the turning point at which the road becomes far easier. And now the way is short, that yet we travel. We are close indeed to the appointed ending of the dream. Sink into happiness as you begin these practice periods, for they hold out the sure rewards of questions answered and what your acceptance of the answer brings. Today it will be given you to feel the peace forgiveness offers, and the joy the lifting of the veil holds out to you. Before the light you will receive today, the world will fade until it disappears, and you will see another world arise you have no words to picture. Now we walk directly into light, and we receive the gifts that have been held in store for us since time began, kept waiting for today. Forgiveness offers everything you want. Today all things you want are given you. Let not your gifts recede throughout the day as you return again to meet a world of shifting change and bleak appearances. Retain your gifts in clear awareness as you see the changeless in the heart of change, the light of truth behind appearances. Be tempted not to let your gifts slip by and drift into forgetfulness, but hold them firmly in your mind by your attempts to think of them at least a minute as each quarter of an hour passes by. Remind yourself how precious are these gifts with this reminder, which has power to hold your gifts in your awareness through the day. Forgiveness offers everything I want. Today I have accepted this as true. Today I have received the gifts of God. Tell yourself that, he says, every 15 minutes today. And then take 2 longer practice periods for 15 minutes in the morning and again before you go to bed. Telling yourself in each of those practice periods, forgiveness offers everything I want. Today I have accepted this as true. Today I have received the gifts of God. Let's go take a look in our text reading, the cloud of guilt. Is that what we're ready for? No, we're ready for the next. In chapter 13, the guiltless world, Roman numeral 10, release from guilt. Well, this goes real well with our lesson, because the way that you release from guilt is by practicing forgiveness. Forgiveness offers everything we want. You are accustomed to the notion that the mind can see the source of pain where it is not. The doubtful service of such displacement is to hide the real source of guilt and keep from your awareness the full perception that it is insane. Guilt is insane. Remember, we learned that yesterday. Displacement always is maintained by the illusion that the source of guilt from which attention is diverted must be true and must be fearful, or you would not have displaced the guilt onto what you believe to be less fearful. You are therefore willing to look upon all kinds of sources, provided they are not the deeper source to which they bear no real relationship at all. 2. Insane ideas have no real relationships, for that is why they are insane. No real relationship can rest on guilt, or even hold one spot of it to mar its purity. For all relationships that guilt has touched are used but to avoid the person and the guilt. What strange relationships you have made for this strange purpose. And you forgot the real relationships are holy. And you forgot that real relationships are holy and cannot be used by you at all. They are used only by the Holy Spirit, and it is that which makes them pure. If you displace your guilt upon them, the Holy Spirit cannot use them. For by preempting for your own ends what you should have given Him, He cannot use it for your release. No one who would unite in any way with anyone for his individual salvation will find it in that strange relationship. It is not shared, and so it is not real. 3. In any union with the brother in which you seek to lay your guilt upon him, or share it with him, or perceive his own, you will feel guilty. Nor will you find satisfaction and peace with him, because your union with him is not real. You will see guilt in that relationship because you put it there. It is inevitable that those who suffer guilt will attempt to displace it because they do believe in it. Yet though they suffer, they will not look within and let it go. They cannot know they love and cannot understand what loving is. Their main concern is to perceive the source of guilt outside themselves, beyond their own control. 4. When you maintain that you are guilty, but the source of your guilt lies in the past, you're not looking inward. When you maintain that you are guilty, but the source of your guilt lies in the past, you are not looking inward. The past is not in you. Your weird associations to it have no meaning in the present. Yet you let them stand between you and your brothers, with whom you find no real relationships at all. Can you expect to use your brothers as a means to solve the past and still see them as they really are? Salvation is not found by those who use their brothers to resolve problems that are not there. You wanted not salvation in the past. Would you impose your idle wishes on the present and hope to find salvation now? 5. Determine then to be not as you were. Use no relationship to hold you to the past. But with each relationship, each day, be born again. Okay, now how do you do that? Remember what we learned earlier in this chapter in section 6, paragraph 3, sentence 5. It said to be born again is to let the past go and look without condemnation upon the present. Okay, now let's look at that again. Determine then, would you impose your idle wishes on the present and hope to find salvation now? Determine then to be not as you were. Use no relationship to hold you to the past, but with each one, each day, be born again. A minute, even less, will be enough to free you from the past and give your mind in peace over to the atonement. When everyone is welcome to you as you would have yourself be welcome to your Father, you will see no guilt in you because you're not seeing it in any part of you, which is all your brothers and sisters. For you will have accepted the atonement or the at-one-ment, which shone within you all the while you dreamed of guilt and would not look within and see it. 6. As long as you believe that guilt is justified in any way, in anyone, whatever he may do, you will not look within, where you would always find atonement or at-one-ment. The end of guilt will never come as long as you believe there is a reason for guilt. For you must learn that guilt is always totally insane and has no reason. The Holy Spirit seeks not to dispel reality. If guilt were real, atonement would not be real. The purpose of atonement is to dispel illusions, not to establish them as real and then forgive them. 7. It reminds me of what it says there in, we haven't got to it this year, but it says forgiveness recognizes what you thought your brother did to you has not occurred. That's the first sentence in What is Forgiveness, which would be in part 2 of the Course in Miracles. Paragraph 7. Well, let me read that sentence again since I stopped and said something about it. The Holy Spirit seeks not to dispel reality. If guilt were real, atonement would not be. The purpose of atonement is to dispel illusions, not to establish them as real and then forgive them. It lets you see that there was no sin. There's no guilt ever. It was your misperception that thought you needed to hold unforgiveness or a grievance or protect yourself is probably the way you conceived of it. But we don't need to protect ourselves by not seeing the good in our brothers. We can see their holiness, their oneness with us and God, with love, with goodness, with innocence, their holiness. Paragraph 7. The Holy Spirit does not keep illusions in your mind to frighten you and show them to you fearfully, to demonstrate what He has saved you from. What He has saved you from is gone. Give no reality to guilt and see no reason for it. The Holy Spirit does what God would have Him do and has always done so. He has seen separation but knows of union. He teaches healing, but He also knows of creation. He would have you see and teach as He does, and through Him. Yet what He knows you do not know, though it is yours. Now it is given you to heal and teach, to make what will be now. Paragraph 8. Now it is given you to heal and teach, to make what will be now. As yet it is not now. The Son of God believes that he is lost in guilt, alone in a dark world where pain is pressing everywhere upon him from without. When he has looked within and seen the radiance there, he will remember how much his Father loves him. And it will seem incredible that he ever thought his Father loved him not and looked upon him as condemned. The moment that you realize guilt is insane, wholly unjustified, and wholly without reason, you will not fear to look upon the atonement and accept it wholly. You know, maybe we better stop there. I thought maybe we could read through this section, but we're only about halfway through, and let's call that a good stopping place in paragraph 8. Let me write that down so I'll remember tomorrow. 1 through 8 paragraph. Okay. Forgiveness offers everything I want. Today I have accepted this as true. Today I have received the gifts of God. Okay, so look, see, it's starting to wilt a little bit now. Can you still kind of tell what Virginia creeper looks like? Okay, let's see. What's going on around the world? Yesterday was not the 12th day. Today's the 12th day of Ridvan for Baha'i. At sundown last night was the 12th day. Okay, Guru Arjan birthday for the Sikhs. Vesic Buddha's birthday for some Buddhists. It's from the 1st to the 4th, 4 days. Pesach Sheni for Jews, also known as the second Passover. And then I found this list on holidays and observances. Baby Day, Bladder Cancer Awareness Day, Bombshells Day, Brother and Sisters Day, Childhood Stroke Awareness Day, Free Comic Book Day, International Doodle Dog Day, International Drone Day, International Harry Potter Day, International Scurvy Awareness Day, Join Hands Day. Thank you all for joining me, even if we're only joining hands virtually. Volunteering Day is that Join Hands Day. Kentucky Derby today. Well, Learn to Ride a Bike Day. Might learn to ride a horse day. Auctioneers Day. Explosive Ordnance Disposal Day. Fire Day. Fitness Day. Herb Day. We're going to learn some uses of this herb. Virginia creeper. Homebrew Day, Life Insurance Day, Play Outside Day, Play Your Ukulele Day, Scrapbooking Day, Truffles Day, Wildfire Community Preparedness Day, Pilates Day, Start Seeing Monarchs Day, Take a Baby to Lunch Day, World Beer Pong Day, World Naked Gardening Day, World Tuna Day, the Thunus genera, there's 15 species. American ivy, or what we call it, this will be our herb for today. American ivy or Virginia creeper. It's a Panthenotissus. That's the genera, Panthenotissus. Quinquefolia. And in the herb book, it's number 17, and they call it American ivy. It's also have all these names: American woodbine, creeper, false grape, five leaves. There's 5 leaves. There's a good way to know it. Virginia creeper, that's what we call it around here, or what I've always called it. Wild woodbine, wild wood vine, woody climber. Its qualities: it's an alterative, which is mainly a slow-acting tonic. It's an astringent, it's an expectorant, and it's a tonic. We'll talk a little more about it tomorrow, I expect. It's the bark and the twigs that are the medicinal parts. So the little twigs right here, the stem. Anyway, Panthenocesis quinquefolia. And then one other out of edible landscaping, we've got the Proc American persimmon, which is a Diospyros virginiana out of edible landscaping, it says. And also it says that it's a Diospyros virginiana. The Proc American persimmon, large fruiting, mild flavor, ripening very early before fall frost at the nursery, will drop when ready to eat. Could be the best native persimmon for the early season for sale or home use. A great choice for Zone 5 since it ripens its fruits before it gets too cold. Space 20-foot circles, zones 5 through 8. Okay, and what else do we... Oh, have I, out of the... If you're reading through the original edition with me, read chapter 14, the introduction, Roman numeral 1. Romans chapter 5, if you're reading through the New Testament. If you're going through Iyengar Yoga with me, read page 143 to 146. Out of A Course of Love, read pages 262 to 263. The belief, there is no loss, but only gain. That's a good one. And our word for peace today is from our Gaelic brothers and sisters on their 80 islands of the Gaelic area. It's Tuichir Friha Ukon. Tuichir Friha Ukon. Kind of a long word, and it's not spelled like that, but evidently that's the proper, I looked it up, and that's how to pronounce it. Tuichir Friha Ukon. I figured I ought to learn more about that. My dad said that we were from that region of Ireland and forgiveness offers everything I want. Forgiveness offers everything I want. Today I have accepted this as true. Today I have received the gifts of God. Forgiveness offers everything I want. 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 Today I have accepted this as true. Today I have received the gifts of God. Forgiveness offers everything I want. Forgiveness offers everything I want. Tuichir Friha Ukon. Forgiveness offers everything I want.